Hello everybody, and how are you today? Lisa here, and I'm going to share with you a video today, and it's in response to some comments that came up on our podcast. So Sandra and I have started a new podcast and a website as well. So the website is called thepinkcamera.com. I'll try to put a link below. And the podcast is called Coffee Time with Sandra and Lisa, and I'm hoping by the time this video rolls out, it will be available on iTunes. Until it does roll out on iTunes, it is available on the website to listen to. So, sorry about that. But as soon as it's available, I will let you guys know. So anyway, our podcast this week is going to be on recording videos, equipment, how we set up for our personal videos, equipment that we use, how you go about editing, how you go about uploading a video, all that fun stuff. Like, how do we go about doing it? There's a couple other questions involved too, and I hope to hit those along the way. So, first things first. For the equipment that I use for recording is very, 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 kind of low tech. The only thing I have high tech-ish is my phone. This is an iPhone and it is the 5S, and yeah, I have the 64 gig. When I was choosing a phone, I opted for the most memory because I knew I was going to be using it for lots of pictures and lots of recordings. So I wanted to make sure that I had plenty enough room, space to record videos and not run out of space. So I opted for the more expensive one, and I'm not regretting it. So anyway, if you do not have the 64S, you can still record. Just going to have to really watch how much memory you have on your camera. And as soon as your video is uploaded to YouTube, I strongly suggest you delete the videos on your phone. Make sure they're up there and everything's right before you delete them. That's just a personal note. So anyway, as for the other equipment for what I use for recording, I do not use a tripod. I do not have any fancy monopod, blah, 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 on my setup. So right here, right down below where I'm sitting right now is where I record. So what I have is actually, let me just pull it down. I have this for using as a setup for my iPhone. So what this is, if you haven't already guessed it, is this is a wire basket that hangs underneath a shelf. So I think you find it in the office supply section. I think I got mine either from the dollar store or from Walmart. So super cheap. I think at most it maybe costs a couple bucks. So when you put it on your shelf, it's going to slide in and just only go in as far as this. And then the other modification we have is my husband cut some of these wires out. And that is so when I sit my phone face side down, and the reason why I do that is so that I can see what I'm recording here, is so that this little camera right here can go through that hole, no problem, and record. And then that way, again, this is down far enough where I can actually see the screen to make sure I'm in screen, like on the video. And then I can see if I need to adjust the lighting or if I'm in focus or out of focus, so that's pretty much what this does. I know we have adapted this. Prior to me using my iPhone, I was using a webcam as well as a camera, and we just adapted the hole size just to make it fit. And the nice thing with the camera is you just have to be like a little bit careful, because you know how the camera, they'll kind of have like the little dip down and then the lens, and then they're straight over here. So when you sit it in, it sits like cockeyed. So you just have to like get a little piece of cardboard or something and just jack it up so that's nice and level. So I have used this for my webcam as well as a camera. So super cheap setup. And I should say it only works if you have a shelf up above you. So if you do, that's great. If not, I know Sandra has an option for those of you who do not have a shelf up above you. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to show you how I set it all up. Not that it's that technical. So let me just put this over here. I'm just going to show you. I just sit it on the shelf just like so. I'm sorry, mind the light. So only thing I have to do is I just have to lift up. Try and do this with one hand. Oops. Sorry. It's really hard with one hand. So I'm just going to put you down for a minute. Hang on. So you can see here, if I just tuck this underneath, you can see it sits just like that. Sorry about the light, sorry. But yeah, and then what I do is I will actually put my camera here like this, and then just put it on to the video mode, and then just go to town and just start recording. So when it comes to editing and how to put your videos together, I'm going to show you that in a minute. But what I use for equipment for my computer side, for the editing side, is I use, of course, the cord for plugging in your phone to upload your photos and your videos. And then I use a PC. I'm on a PC, and I have Windows 7, and I use Movie Maker. So those three, and you need to make sure you have a YouTube account. So I'm going to show you how to do all that next, so stay tuned. So the other thing I forgot to mention in the video was lighting. Now lighting is pretty critical when you're going to start to record. So when we were redesigning my scrapbook room, I wanted to make sure I had a lot of light. So I have a light here, which you saw in the video, a light just over here, and then I have one back there. Now I'm supposed to have a light right there as well, which I have been waiting for probably about 2 or 3 years, so hopefully I get another light soon. But as soon as I do, that will really make a huge difference in the lighting. The other thing I was going to say is if you do not have a convenient, husband who is, handy dandy with electrical and stuff like that and can build you a fancy room, maybe opt for some of those OTT lights. I have one of those. If it just feels really dark, I'll turn it on, but I don't point it face down on my work. If you do, you'll get like a harsh glare or a shadow, depends on what you're working on. So you just want to make sure that you have optimal light. Those are really good for putting light, or if you can record by in the daylight by a lighted window. That's just some advice for you, is just try to get as much light as you possibly can. The more natural light, the better. Unfortunately, I'm in the basement, so I don't get a lot of natural light in here. So I think we opted for some natural light, halogens or fluorescents. So I'm hoping we can get, a few things straightened out here. And the other thing I recommend is, if you can, try to paint your wall colors a white. I'm kind of regretting the yellow in my room because it does cast a yellow look to my pages, and it's not a true color. So I think if we were to paint my room white, I think it would be better. So those are just some tips for you, and now we'll get over to the technical side.
Okay, so we are going to get into the technical side of putting your video on YouTube. So like we said, is the first thing you're going to need is Movie Maker. And again, I am on a PC and I am using Windows 7. So you're going to open Movie Maker. You can get this, it's a free program from Microsoft. You'll just have to go and search Movie Maker, Google it, and it should come up. And you'll just go through the installation process, and when you open it up, this is what it looks like. Okay, so we're just going to make the window a little bit bigger, and you can see we have a black screen on one side, and that's where your movie is going to play. And then on the other side, it's going to say click here to browse for videos and or photos. So you can click on that if you want to immediately add some pictures or video. There is a little button up at the top that says that as well. So I'm just going to find the video that I just recorded where you see me talking and explaining the video setup. So I'm just going to go and pick the file from my library. And again, this is just from me uploading from my iPhone. So if you want to select more than one video, just press Control and you can click as many videos as you need to load. And you can just see it says loading data at the bottom. If your video is a little bit longer, it might take a while to load. So just be aware of that it's kind of not instantaneous, but it's just loading all of the formats and sound files and everything like that. So you can see that the video, when it's installed or when it's up, it's upside down. So there's just a couple things that we can do to fix that. So if we, you can see me just pointing to the other screen here that, it's upside down, and we're just going to go into the video. Just make sure both are highlighted, and then just click the rotate left, and then that will rotate both of the video pieces so that they are the right way. And you can just see me talking here, so just to make sure that it is working. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is how to process your video so that it is sped up. Unless you want to do real time, if you are a super fast scrapbooker, great. But just make sure you have your video highlighted that you want to speed up. And I usually use 4 times or 8 times, or if I kind of want to just put it in the middle, I'll just go up to the top and type in 6x, and that will increase the video by 6 times. And the other thing you want to make sure to do is, I'm just going to show you here, and sorry, my sound on this video doesn't work, but if you were to play it just the way it was by the 4 times with the video or the volume all the way it was, I would sound like a chipmunk. So just go to the video volume and mute it, and then you can see it'll play with no volume. But I'm sorry, the sound file on this was corrupted, so I'm just going to have to do the voiceover, so sorry about that. There is a way to add music, so you can just click on this add music function, but just make sure that your music is royalty free, just because I know iTunes likes to make sure that your videos are royalty free. Otherwise, if you have, say, a music from, say, Beyonce, then you're going to get either a file, an error come up from iTunes and says, we removed the audio from your video because it has, I don't know, illegal content or something like that. Basically, it means that you have to pay for the content in order for it to be on there. So you can go to some royalty-free places and use music from there. I have used it a couple times. Not very often. I usually like to do voiceovers just so you guys know what I'm doing for my particular videos. So you can see I clicked on that add video and photo button, and if I want to add pictures at the end of my video, like which we usually do on our process videos, so that way you can see a little close-up pictures and a little better look at them. You can just see I control clicked about 3 pictures that I wanted to add, and then I just moved them to the end of the title. Just very, very simple, very easy to do, and then you can go in and edit them after for how long you want them to be, or any effects that you want to put on them. So you can see, just going to edit a little bit here. So if you want to edit a piece of video, you're going to want to, I'm showing you how to record now. So just go to the beginning of the video here, and you can click on that record narration, and then you can just record a little bit of your voice, press stop, and then it will come up with this save file, and I just save it to a certain spot on my computer, and then I'll just hit save, and then it automatically drops in that video or that music. So sorry, I wish it did a little bit of better job on here, but Alright, so what if we want to edit a chunk of video out? So say for example, I had my laundry go off and I needed to jump up, go and change my laundry out, but I didn't want to like stop the video, walk away, come back, record again, etc., etc. So I just usually leave my video camera running, and then what I do is if I'm playing, I will go press play. So I want to edit my chunk of video here. I go edit, and then I usually use the split tool. This is typically what I do. So what you're going to do is you're going to split this video into two pieces. So we're going to split here. So now that's going to create a new part of your video. It's basically the same thing. So if we went and we played the whole thing. Why, hello everybody, it's Lisa here, and I am talking like a chipmunk and being a complete dork right now. So here's our split. And it's just continuous. It's just totally normal. But if I do need to, for example, split the video, so if I was to delete this right now, it would delete this whole chunk. Say I just want a little chunk deleted out, and this is the spot where I want to do it. I just pause the video, split, and then I usually right-click on it and remove. Now I've got this whole piece here. Why, hello everybody, it's Lisa here, and I am talking like a chipmunk and being a complete dork right now. And you're going to see the video jump. Well, it didn't really look like it, but it did. So that is typically what I do for editing my videos really, really fast. I don't really spend a lot of time going over the whole thing. Usually what I do is I do a once over through the whole thing and just delete the chunks out that where I'm not in the frame or I'm not doing anything at all, and I'll delete those out, and then I go on a once over and record the whole thing, and then we will stop this and then we will save it. So then I usually go save project as, and then whatever I want to call this today, and I'm just going to call this test video. So then I'm just going to save it, and it's going to save into a folder. And then if we go back to the home screen, you're going to see there's a couple buttons here. You can upload your video right direct to Facebook, OneDrive, Vimeo, Flickr, and YouTube, of course. Now you're going to have to sign in. You're going to create I think it's a live account, which is a Microsoft account, and then it'll ask for all your information for YouTube, etc. So I have that set up. It's all pretty much standard. You're just going to sign in with your Microsoft account, get all that information set up. It's going to ask for your YouTube account and your password, and away you go. So if I click on this YouTube account, it's going to ask you for your resolution size. The higher the resolution size, the longer it's going to take to upload. I typically go somewhere in here, especially if it is a smaller video. I just wanted to upload really, really fast. Lately, I've been selecting these two because my internet really sucks right now. So I'm just going to select this one just for now. And then again, you're going to sign into your YouTube. Actually, I don't think you have to sign into your live account to do this, but I don't think so. But I think you do have to set this up in order to continue on. Needless to say, I'm just going to put in my password. Okay, so sorry about that. I had a little bit of technical problems, but anyway, when you click on the YouTube account, so click on that. Again, I'm just going to select this smaller one. So put in there your password. Now it's going to come up with this page. You can change the title of it if you need to. You can put your description in here, and I could put a website in. You cannot add any you can't put any spaces in there, so if you want to just edit your information later in the video manager under YouTube, you can do that. And then again, just add your tags, put video setup, scrapbook, Minecraft, I don't know, something like that. And then just select your category just as you would if you were uploading through there, and then just hit publish. I'm not going to hit publish because it'll just go, and then it just automatically uploads right to YouTube just like that. It'll take probably, depends on your internet connection and depends on the size of the video. So there you go, some simple, basic steps for doing a YouTube video. If you want to add a title, that was the other thing I should tell you. Just click on the title button and it will add it, and then you can just move it wherever you need to. If you need to edit it, you can go up into these text tools and then just format, you know, the style. So if I want it like that. If you want to change the color, you can change the color, you can change the font. You know, it's just very simple like that. So, you know, there's a couple other things you can do. If you have some pictures in here, select the picture tool, and if you want to edit the amount of time that the pictures are on for, just go to the duration and just, you know, make it longer or shorter as needed. So, that is all I pretty much do for my YouTube videos. There's a couple other things you can do for like visual effects. You know, you can see some of the little fun things that you can do with it. But, you know, all in all, this is pretty much what I do. So I don't add any fancy stuff because I just think that just takes a little bit more time. So, with that all being said, that's pretty much it. So, just get around into the program, play around with it, and it will definitely, it's a pretty friendly program, so you can definitely get the most out of the program. So, thanks everybody for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in a post below, and I will try to do another video for you on your questions.